Congressional Republicans began taking steps Monday to reconcile differences between separate tax bills that passed the House and the Senate, hoping to swiftly complete negotiations and send legislation to the White House within weeks. Republicans in the House and Senate this week are picking members to serve on the conference committee that will formally sort through differences between the two tax bills. The conference committee will be led by House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Kevin Brady, R. Texas, and Senate Finance Committee Chairman Orrin Hatch, R. Utah, is expected to play a senior role. Democrats will serve on the conference committee, but they will be outnumbered by Republicans and are not expected to significantly influence the process. GOP leaders appear confident that they can resolve numerous differences between the House and Senate bills easily, without losing support from any lawmakers in the process. They are weighing how to accommodate fresh concerns from California Republicans that Americans should be allowed to deduct some of their state income taxes from their federal income. Most California Republicans voted for the tax bill last month, but they have pressured House leaders since for more accommodation. Taxpayers are currently permitted to deduct their state income taxes from their federal taxable income, but the House and Senate bills would prohibit that, starting in January. The bills would permit Americans to deduct up to $10,000 in local property taxes from their federal income, but GOP leaders are under pressure to expand that provision. Any expansion would probably add billions of dollars in costs to the bill, potentially forcing them to look for other ways to replace the revenue. This is just one of many issues GOP leaders will race to resolve in the coming days. President Donald Trump's recent rally in Missouri was a set piece of distortion about taxes and the economy. He compounded his growing legacy of false tales on Twitter, where he spread a British fringe group's factually twisted propaganda aimed at stirring hate and fear of Muslims. A look at statements. President Donald Trump's recent rally in Missouri was a set piece of distortion about taxes and the economy. He compounded his growing legacy of false tales on Twitter, where he spread a British fringe group's factually twisted propaganda aimed at stirring hate and fear of Muslims. A look at statements. They must decide, for example, whether to lower the corporate tax rate from 35% to 20% in 2018, as the House bill stipulates, or use the Senate bill's effective date of 2019. And there is tremendous pressure from business groups to repeal the alternative minimum tax for corporations. This AMT was supposed to be repealed in the Senate bill, but it was reinserted late Friday night as lawmakers were scrounging for revenue to offset other changes. The AMT is essentially a flat tax that is used as a backstop to make sure corporations don't use deductions and credits in a way that allows them to pay very little tax. The U.S.